back with videos, we must got some real breaking news on the scene that was too hot to not talk about. It could not wait. Antonio Brown has released his statement to the world to inform them of what has transpired that made him walk off the field the way he did in the middle of a game, knowing he only needed a certain amount of accomplishments to get his bonus check, his bonus money. Who would throw all that away? Well, you finna learn the truth. What's good people? What's up, Chris? I see you. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I know Fila speaks. We trying to just wait till people get here. He waited an ample amount of days. He was still in New York. He didn't even want to travel with the team, so he took a Uber and left. Now, at the press conference, after everything was done, Bruce Arians, we've all heard the press conference where he said, he's no longer a Buc. I didn't know anything about an injury. He didn't tell me. So, what's up, Divine Order? So his claim is that nobody knew. Right? Now this affects my Bucs. Now we got a championship to win, and here we come with all of this. What's up, Priscilla? I see you. So tonight, he says, first of all, he starts it off with first of all. Right? I'd like to express my gratitude to the Bucs, fans and teammates. The Bucs helped me return to productivity. I mean, being a productive football after I had difficulties that could have ended my career. We've worked together to resolve those difficulties, and I will always appreciate that. Being part of a Super Bowl champion team and then a contender is a dream come true. I've made mistakes. I'm working on myself, and I have a positive influences around me. But one thing I do not shy away from is playing hard on the field. No one can accuse me of not giving it my all every play. Because of my commitment to the game, I relented to pressure directly from my coach to play injured. Despite the pain, I suited up. The staff injected me with what I now know was a powerful and sometimes dangerous painkiller that the NFLPA, that's the union, in case you guys don't know, Players Union, has warned against using. And I gave it my all for the team. I played until it was clear that I could not use my ankle to safely perform my playing responsibilities. On top of that, the pain was extreme. I took a seat on the sideline, and my coach came up to me very upset and shouted, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" I told him it's my ankle, but he knew that. It was well documented, and we had discussed it. He then ordered me to get on the field. I said, "Coach, I can't." He didn't call for medical attention. Instead, he shouted at me, "You're done," while he ran his finger across his throat. Coach was telling me that if I didn't play hurt, then I was done with the Bucs. I didn't quit. I was cut. I didn't walk away from my brothers. I was thrown out. Being fired on the sideline for having a painful injury was bad enough. Then came the spin. Coach denied on national television that he knew about my ankle. That's a 100% inaccurate. Not only did he know I missed several games with the injury, he and I exchanged texts days before the game where he clearly acknowledged my injury. He obviously knew I was on the injury list. And the GM acknowledged after the game in text messages to my camp that I did tell the coach about my ankle pain on Sunday. I know we're losing to the Jets, and that's frustrating for all. I don't know if I could make this clearer so you guys could see it and read it yourselves, but I'm doing a pretty good job of reading it. I know we're losing to the Jets, and that's frustrating for all of us, but I cannot make football plays on that ankle. Yes, I walked off the field, but that's a major difference between launching from the line and taking hits compared to jogging off the field with a rush of emotions going through your mind as I am reflecting on my reaction. But there was a trigger. The trigger was someone telling me that I'm not allowed to feel pain. I acknowledge my past, but my past does not make me a second class citizen. My past does not forfeit my right to be heard when I'm in pain. First, they cut me, now they cage me. Instead of asking how I felt or getting to the bottom of it, the team texts my camp promoting a totally false narrative that I randomly acted out without any explanation. They even told us in writing, don't spend this. Any other way, I have stress. I have things I need to work on. But the worst part of this has been the Bucs' repeated effort to portray this as a random outburst. They are telling people that first I walked off, then I was cut. No, no, no. I was cut first, and then I went home. They threw me out like an animal, and I refused to wear their brand on my body, so I took off my jersey. As part of the ongoing cover up, they are acting like I wasn't cut and now demanding that I see a doctor of their choice to examine my ankle. What they did not know until now is that on Monday morning, I had an urgent MRI on my ankle. It shows broken bone fragments stuck in my ankle, the ligaments torn from the bone, and cartilage loss, which are beyond painful. You can see the bone bulging from the outside. That must be, he said, that must and can be repaired. The MRI has been read by two top orthopedic surgeons in New York City, by Dr. Martin O'Malley at Hospital for Special Surgery, not realizing that I've already scheduled a surgery at HSS. The Bucs ordered me under penalty of discipline within a few hours' notice to show up to a more junior doctor at HSS for another opinion. What a joke. They're playing like I wasn't cut, giving me a surprise attack order to show up to another doctor with no reasonable notice and setting this whole thing up as a basis to cut me because they didn't because what they did on Sunday was not legitimate. Sorry, GM, I've already received a confirming opinion from a top doc at the hospital you ordered me to go to. I love the Bucs fans. I really do. I love my teammates and everyone who showed me grace and believed in me. I gave the Bucs everything I had on the field. What the organization is doing now is needs to get cleaned up. I do not understand how people publicly claiming to be concerned about my mental health can do these things to me in private. Once my surgery is complete, I'll be back to 100% and looking forward to next season. Business gonna be booming. So now we have the full story. And I'm going to tell you right now, he's 100% correct. I believed every single word AB put out in this statement. People saying, he didn't write that. I know he didn't write it. But it's what he said. It's what happened. And because I cannot believe a human being would do something like that. Why would he throw away that kind of money? Unless he couldn't play. He had too much to gain by playing. He needed 52 yards to get another $300,000. He needed about 8 more catches to get another bonus. He's in pain. If he taking himself out the game, he must really be in pain. I just call it Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians made this decision on emotion. He had an emotional outburst. And they haven't shown us this on the sideline, but they got that footage. But notice, you have not seen that footage. You have not seen that footage anywhere. One, this has nothing to do with Tom Brady. So let's stop talking that Tom Brady stuff. This had nothing to do with Brady. Brady is the only reason he's on the team. Now, if I come out and I say, hey, I got to make a video about this, it was something important. It was something imperative that needed to be spoken upon. Because there was no way in the world I was going to come out and make this video and start talking unless it was something that needed to be spoken on. So now that you heard what AB had to say, what is your take on it? Me, it was kind of shocking a little bit because I didn't expect it. But then when I heard it, I knew it all made sense. Bruce Arians has always been a cannonball of emotions. But when he sat on that podium and said he didn't know anything about any injuries to Antonio Brown, that's where the lie took place. And then the next day, when he did his post game, when his emotions settled down, it was a whole different Bruce Arians. All of a sudden, it's this, we're there for you, and we care, and his mental health, and I just hope he gets the help he needs. And it's like, what? Now he's changed directions right away. See, Brady already was there. Brady was like, I'm just finding out what went down. Hey, what's up, Kwame? He's like, I'm just finding out quick, fast, in a hurry, what's going on here. But what Bruce Arians did was the cover up. That was the real cover up, what he did. So they trying to say, okay, wait a minute. Once they start to investigate what's really going on, they realize we in the wrong. So that's why he wasn't cut. Because the Tampa Bay Bucs knew, like, wait a minute, we liable here. Like, what made this guy go off like that? He was injured and he said he couldn't play. Well, he was on the injury list. He did miss games. If he re-injured his injury in his ankle, and said he couldn't go back in the game, why the hell are y'all sticking him back in the game? And what was this? He can't come back on the field no more. He's done here, and that's it. He got to go. And it seemed like the whole team turned on him. Like the coordinator, the coaching staff, from Byron Leftwich to everybody involved with the Bucs. They was like, oh, F him. He couldn't play hurt. This man got everything to lose by playing hurt. He was playing hurt. He said he took a shot before the game. He has text messages with the coach days before talking about his injury. Now, I root for the Bucs, but when they wrong, I'm going to tell you they wrong. Bruce Arians is wrong. He's 100% wrong with this Antonio Brown situation in this case here. Now, watch all these people from Stephen A. Smith, from everybody involved. I want to see what they going to say tomorrow after he put this out, because I want to see what the Bucs got to say. See, Monday, he met with the top physician. Somebody sent me a gift. Tell you, I sleep so late. That was what that message was. Like, did you get the gift? I'm like, we told him to sit it outside your house. I'll sleep all day. Thank you again for the super chat. But that's the thing. They gave him a shot, which the players union said that shot is dangerous to be given to players. And the union was against that shot. It's a lot of questions the Bucs are going to have to answer that they didn't want to answer. Okay. Oh, Negan. Oh, they gave me a Negan shirt. A Lucille shirt. I got to thank him for that. Lucille is thirsty. Yeah, they know I love Negan. That's my favorite character on The Walking Dead. That first season. First 2 seasons of him, Negan was outstanding. Man, Lucille, I got me a vampire bat. Yeah, get some Lucille out here. That's what I need to be walking around with now. Start whacking people with Lucille. And get people right back in line. Man, I got a vampire bat. But back to Bruce Arians and his imperialistic ways. He the one had the emotional outburst. Why people don't seem to understand that, I don't know. But he's the one with the emotional outburst. And because he had the emotional outburst, now it's everybody else's fault. He blew up. And he blew up on a man who just said, F it. Took his jersey off and threw everything and walked off the field. Now, watch how they spin this to now that they know that they got their hand in the cookie jar. Watch how all the analysts tomorrow, they finna spin this. And they gonna start bringing up the doggone COVID card that he falsified. Now it's gonna go to the COVID card. It ain't gonna go back to Sunday. They gonna move this. They gonna move the pendulum back to go back to the COVID card that he got suspended for. This is exactly what's gonna happen tomorrow on every sports network. Get ready to see it. Get ready to see it tomorrow. They're going to be like, oh, okay, now we jumped the gun. We jumped the gun on AB. Now we got to go back to something else he did wrong. Let's go back to, well, you know, they might have overreacted about that, but let's go back to where he was suspended from all those games because he falsified a COVID card. You already know that's going to happen. The COVID card don't matter because they've already came up with a penalty for it. He served his penalty. They came up, the league came up with 3 games. I said he should be gone the season. Remember, for doing that, I said he should be gone the season just for doing that. Because the reason why, because it was stupid. And the same thing should have went with Rodgers. Both of them, because the league allows you to play. The league allows you to play while you don't have it. You're allowed to play, but now you skipping the protocols. You skipping all the protocols. So why lie about it? That's the thing. So you want your cake and to eat it too. See, there's other people saying like, hey, I ain't taking it, but all right, well, cool. I'm going to go through the protocols of what I got to do, but I ain't taking it. That's their prerogative. And the NFL say, I bet, but then this is what you got to do. And it's like, cool, but they tried to lie because they didn't want to go through that. That's what AB was doing. Coming up with this fake card, which is really a federal crime. So he lucky, real lucky, he ain't facing more charges just for that. But the team was okay with all of that because they let him back on the field. So you can't go back. They can't go back to that as the argument now when you've already punished him and let him back on the field. So you're going to have to come up with something else. Because that's why they had to do Ray Rice like that. And I told people Ray Rice is going to get his money. Because Ray Rice didn't lie. He never lied. That's the thing about Ray Rice incident. The NFL gave him a punishment and he served it. He told them everything, but there was no videotape found. Man, they found a videotape and the NFL, they the ones tried to cover it all up because it made them look bad. So when it aired on TMZ or whatever it aired on, Now they got to try to clean everything up. So what we do? Take it out on Ray Rice. Why? Ray didn't lie. So then they're going to suspend Ray for the whole season, and Ray Rice could never run again in the NFL. Why Ray Rice couldn't play again in the NFL? For what? What would be the reason Ray Rice did for not playing in the NFL? He told the truth. He didn't lie about anything that he done that day. And him and his wife are still together right now. And they said, oh, they just got married. They was going to split up, but they just got married for the money. No. He got paid his full contract. Everything the NFL owed him, and that 20-some-odd million dollars that he had left, he got his contract. But no team could touch Ray Rice. He was blackballed. Now that's blackball. He had to go to court and he sued the NFL and he won. But you never hear about that. And the reason he won is the reason that they're punishing him. You wanted this man to be out the NFL, couldn't play, and he was one of the top running backs in the NFL. And he told you the truth. Meanwhile, you had a kicker for the New York Giants who was out here doing all kind of craziness. They had to separate, the NFL separated his wife from him when she was doing a Pro Bowl. He out there just going to town on her, doing a Pro Bowl week. She running for her life. And then they run to the NFL. They said, well, here's the solution. We just going to put him in another room. How about that? You can stay in this hotel and he'll stay over there where the players at. That way, that should stop all the abuse and beatings. That was their solution. He was still allowed to play football. Until somebody finally pointed it out and they had to make the Giants get rid of him. Yeah, from the way it appeared, it looked like he was doing what he normally does. Because he blew $30 million. He admitted to that in that statement. But I'm like, man, why would he do that again? It's just, he must really be sick. If he gonna sit there and blow the money 2 times. But he said he was hurt. He was really hurt. And I believe him. Because remember, I also said we got to wait and hear what comes out at the end of it. I said we got to wait and see what AB got to say about it. Didn't I tell you that? I told you the next couple of days, we're going to find out what went on. And once I heard that, it all makes sense. Because all the actions that happened after that is adding up to AB being correct. Why do you think he wasn't cut immediately? Because they knew what they did wasn't correct. They couldn't do it. They didn't have the grounds. That's why he's still a member. Couldn't be cut yet. You got to go through the proper channels. You got to go through the proper steps. He didn't just walk off the field. But they knew this. Oh, it's all the way real. Because, see, they knew this. They knew what they were doing. And once he said they gave him a shot that the players' union said is dangerous to take, why would they give him a pain-killing shot to get out there and play, knowing it's dangerous? But you gave him the shot and said, here, take this shot. But you didn't know he was injured. In the press conference, you said, no, you didn't know of any injury. So you just lied on national TV to the whole world. The Bucs, not only does Antonio Brown have text messages from the head coach discussing his ankle injuries days before the game. The general manager wanted him to go to a hospital to meet with their staff about his injury, about his ankle. But what he did was go to the same hospital that they selected, but he went to a doctor that they did not select. He went to another doctor who was over the doctor that they had. He wanted a specialist to look at it. They did an MRI. The MRI comes back and it showed he has broken bones in his ankle. He has some cartilage off of the bone on that ankle. And they saying, we still want you to go see this guy. He was like, are you stupid? I just went to a guy that's higher than the guy that you trying to get me to go see. You got some junior doctor you want me to go see, and you think I'm going to trust what he finna say after this doctor just told me what the MRI just said? He took an MRI. Now, I know what they finna say. Well, we can't really trust that MRI because you falsified and made a fake card. That could be a fake MRI. With Antonio Brown, you can never trust anything. So you can't blame the Bucs for that. It's a medical MRI. This is not some fake doggone COVID card thing. That's a little bit different. Faking an MRI. From the hospital, they recommended. No one there is going to risk their practice. At that hospital, nobody's going to risk their practice to make something falsified. Unless you're a low-tier doctor, somebody that he believes that was okay on the Bucs salary, and he don't trust it. And I wouldn't trust it either when they telling him, don't try to spend nothing, but they came out and decided to play spin doctor. Didn't you notice how everything changed? Everything changed. It went from we're so concerned about you, AB. We're so it went from like, screw the guy. He walked out the team. He ain't a part of this team. He ain't a Buck no more. It went from that to, well, we're concerned about his condition. We hope he get the help he needs. Everybody's concerned about his mental health. All of a sudden, and he was still on the team. So he wasn't cut yet. And they was like, no, he still might play next week. I'm like, he's not going to play ever again for the Bucs. I can tell you that now. That's over. That was over then. These are the breadcrumbs they're laying to try to clean up their mess. Bruce Arians should come out and apologize. He made an emotional outburst. Well, the truth just came out to me. I believed every word of it, 100%. Every single thing that was stated in there, I believe, because it lined up with everything I've been seeing this week. So you gotta know the tones and actions of players and coaches, and you can see from the interviews. You guys probably didn't watch because you guys don't really watch the Bucs probably too much. You just probably see the games and that's it. The post-game interview, that's the one they showed with the Bucs. Then after that, it went to practice next day. And how people felt on Monday was a whole different, calm, agenda-based statements. spinning it to we're concerned about your mental health. Everybody, well, we're just concerned about his mental being. We want to make sure he's mentally well. And everything switched to that. Now, Tom said that immediately on day one. Everybody else didn't have those sentiments. Then on Monday, everybody else had those sentiments of, oh, we got to be concerned about his health and his condition, and let's just hope he's getting the help he needs, and you see how it changed? No, because they're saying that publicly, but doing things privately behind his back. And shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bucs Life. Don't forget to follow his other channel, his sports channel, which is Bucs Life, News, Sports. I think it is Bucs Life, Sports, News, and more. I believe it's something like that. But it's definitely, you're going to find it. Just put Bucs Life Sports, it's going to pop right up. Arians Nation. That's funny. So when he made that statement, he exposed a lot of details in there that was clear and concise of somebody. They knew he was on the injury report, and he was coming off the injury report. He played a lot the game prior and was probably player of the game. Godwin was gone. Antonio Brown came back his first game after the suspension, and he was already on an ankle injury. He came back off the suspension and tore up the field. Godwin was gone, so he came back in. They used him a lot that game. They spoke about his ankle injury on the phone days before that game. He played as much as he could. He took a shot before the game. The Bucs staff gave him a painkiller shot because his ankle was in pain. He couldn't move the way he wanted to move, and it got to the point where it was hurting him through the painkillers. And he just said, I can't. My ankle, I can't go. And the coach said, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get out there. And he told him, I can't, coach. He didn't even call the medical staff to come look at him. He just said, you're done. And did like that. And turned away. And he started cursing back at the coach. Took off his stuff, threw it off. It's like, I don't want to walk another step wearing their badge on me after you treat me like an animal. You just threw me off the team like an animal. I didn't walk off on the team. I was kicked out. And I believe him. I believe him 100%. Now, you know what I think about Antonio Brown and his behavior and the things he's done in the past. The whole fake card stuff was just stupid. But that Verbic hit definitely had an effect on him. But in this case, he was right. What you saw him blow up and do, like he said, that was my trigger. By people telling me I'm not allowed to be in pain. I'm not allowed to hurt. But it's okay to take all these shots and get out there and play for them. But his health and well-being is no concern to them. Are they going to co-sign for him next season to go to another team if he came back and did that? Nope. They not. Bucs weren't going to do that. And it's got nothing to do with Tom Brady. This is Bruce Arians and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers staff. The general manager, mainly Bruce Arians, who caused all this mess. He caused all of it. His emotional blow up. He the one that couldn't control himself. His emotional blow up and anger is what started all this. And you put Tom out there limited trying to figure it out with these new guys. And Tom, being the leader he is, he just come out and do what he got to do to win games. So now the Buccaneers need to come out and make a statement. They need to come out and atone. They need to come out and say what's going on and what's what. It's on them now. The ball is in their court. They're going to have to dispute this whole thing that just was said. So we will allow them to retort and speak to what they have to say about it and what needs to transpire and what needs to go on. Thanks for all you guys who hit the like button. I appreciate that. I had to go live immediately because everything Antonio Brown said was 100% the truth. And I can believe it in that statement. Whether he wrote it or not, that was the truth. It lines up exactly with what was going on and what they've been moving. Everybody been scattering around, coming out with stories on the Tampa Bay side of concern. But what they're trying to do is create the grounds to cut Antonio Brown and say, oh, well, you got to such and such time to come see our doctor. It was like, your doctor? Why we gotta go see your doctor? I just got seen by the best surgeon in the place you told me to go to. I'm not finna go to some doctor, some junior doctor that you want me to go to, and I just went to a doctor at the same hospital you selected I go to. I went to that hospital. So the test results are there. So why would I need to go see another one for the same thing in the same hospital? They playing games. They just want to create a ground where they can cut them. Because if what AB was saying was a lie, they would have cut him on day one. As soon as they threw him off the field, he'd been cut. As soon as he walked off, he'd been cut. Oh yeah, we talked about that on the Patreon. We talked about Pop Smoke situation on the Casino for Life Patreon. We're gonna do Nitty Hustle. We're gonna give you all the details that they're not telling you. They want you to be focused on inner city drama. They don't look beyond the scope of what's on the table and what was really going on. Because they don't care about other people's lives. They just don't. Just like this, they don't care. They didn't care about Antonio Brown's health and well-being. They need you out there to help us win, get the W. Your health and concerns mean nothing to them. You go out there and play and give it your all, and it'd be like the T.O. situation all over again. T.O. played in the Super Bowl, messed his ankle up on a messed up ankle, gave out there taking painkillers and shots, playing on a broken ankle, still burning these dudes. Getting all these yards, and then he wasn't even on the team next year. Let that sink in. So AB decided, I ain't going out there. I ain't gave it all I could do. That's why I was like, this is bizarre behavior. I'm like, that Verby kick must have really messed up his mind. He was only 50-some yards away from another $300,000 bonus, 8 catches away from that. I'm like, what was he thinking? All these bonuses is like right at the cusp. Like, what are you doing? You know, so of course I'm baffled. We all baffled. Then it started to make sense, didn't it? It made a lot of sense. It came together real beautifully and made a lot of sense. Once he put this together, now you see why they moving the way they've been moving. And you talking to a Bucs fan. You talking to a Bucs fan. You talking to somebody that root for the Bucs every week. I root for the Bucs every week. So I'm telling you, AB is correct. And you know how I feel about AB. I ain't no big AB fan. No, we didn't have all the information. So you got to go back and listen to what people say. I'm saying if this is what happened, this is dumb. Remember that in the video we saying we don't have all the details yet. But from what we seeing right now, that was stupid. Like, why would you take off your uniform and just walk off the court like that? That don't make no sense. You was in line to get all these bonuses. Why would you just walk off the field like that? So I was like, AB he got something to say. Because this is dumb. I'm like, it's going to go back to the verbiage kick. Like, why would you mess up the money again? When you messed up the money the last time, $30 million guaranteed, and you threw that right out of the water. They already don't want to give NFL players guaranteed money. You was in a rare position to where a wide receiver was getting that type of money. They don't give that money to wide receivers. They get at the quarterbacks. Your money is not guaranteed in the NFL like that. So to blow that when all he had to do was wait till Monday, that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. So when this came around, right away I was like, oh, okay. Here we go. And then now he put this out. Wait till tomorrow. I want to see all the spin doctors tomorrow, because right now they coming up with their spin. And they finna go all the way back to that doggone COVID card. Watch what I tell you. Hey, why? They ain't gonna believe AB, they gonna be AB. Why won't you just do what the doctor said? The doctor said go see that. There's a reason they don't trust you, AB. That's because you lied about that COVID thing and that COVID card. So how they gonna trust this MRI? Scale! He must think we boo-boo the food. Now, if AB didn't lie about that card, then maybe the Tampa Bay would have just took his word for it. But now they saying, no, you got to go see our doctor because we don't trust you. Yep. That's what they saying, Skip. That's what they saying, Skip. Why I'm always driving at night? Because it's nighttime. I'm in the car. And it's moving forward. It was some fool made a video about me. He's got like this gimmick that he does. He always tells everybody to stop doing something. You need to stop doing this. He's talking about some, yeah, I seen since this whole thing with Kwame, that's now you got you a Mercedes. You think we ain't noticed? I've been driving this Mercedes for about seven years now. See what happened when these people be pocket watching? Gosh, my goodness. Oh man, pocket watching. I don't know. These people just try to they that's the new gimmick, man. That's how you know you made it. People start making videos about you out the blue just to try to blow themselves up. I don't know how that thing came into my existence. So he must have did something right, because it came up on some video. I think I was doing One Crack News stuff and it popped up. Oh yeah. Oh, will he be on another team next year? That's gonna be the question. He'll be ready to go next year, but will another team sign him next year? Even knowing everything they know now, would another team sign AB? Now, he's also stated he got the mental help that they all said that he needed to get. Remember, AB, he needs help. He gets help. He was getting the help. He wasn't in too much trouble in Tampa. He was getting the help, but do another team want to go through that? I don't think he plays next year for anybody. I'm being honest. It's the NFL. Bruce Arians won't apologize and admit to anything. Probably not. They're going to try to handle this behind the scenes, closed doors. I told you, that's the Hollywood way. Nobody apologizes for anything. I've seen that done 1,000 times. Only if they feel like it's going to affect their money will they apologize to you. And they don't apologize. They're not sorry. They're just saying it because they feel like they need to get that done so they can just move forward. In Hollywood, you got to have a very short memory. That's just how they work. Short memory, short everything. Oh, we want to do this and this and that. Oh, it's got to be a short memory. If you hold on to something and bring it back up, you the bad guy. Even though you the one that got crossed over. You be like, I the one got crossed in the whole situation. But since you brought it up, you just petty. Wouldn't you know he brought that up in my face? Like, oh my God, he's still holding on to that? Yeah. Like, oh my God, it's some people, that's the person that got affected. And then they single you out to look like the bad guy. I slept today. That used to be the case. I slept today. Yeah, you could say being singled out. I would agree with that. But the thing is that it was a Bruce Arians blow up. He lost his temper because he's caught in the emotions of the game. And his blow up on AB saying you're done and all that caused AB to put that kind of reaction out. Rather than not saying anything, he goes in the press conference still hot saying he's no longer a Buc. I want to talk about the guys that's been here. And they asked him in the interview about the ankle. No, I didn't know anything about no ankle injury. No, I don't know nothing about that. But you just lied on national TV. You just told a lie on national TV. They got email confirmation, everything. General manager, everything. So the man was on injured reserve for a reason. But he's like 32, 33 years old, if not 34, in that era. So you're talking about somebody that's in that mode. You think Jerry Jones gonna deal with AB? You think Jerry Jones is gonna bring Antonio Brown to Dallas? Man, I would be laughing my ass off. Oh, it's brutal today. Ooh, boy, if you can see and feel this cold out here. Welcome to Chicago. You gotta dress for the weather. Yeah, so woo, let me hit y'all later. I'm out.